that sign or that light, please feel free this morning to call us in the studio or you send us a WhatsApp message. My name is Aderonke Irewole, and I'm your host this morning. So I welcome you to the show. Yeah, all right, with me this morning, I've got the most senior auto experts, in the building as the managing director of AUTOMEDICS, MD CEO Kunle Shonaike here. Yes, so it's not Tukumbo now. We have the Don himself. Yes, I call him, the arrowhead of AUTOMEDICS. So he's here, well positioned and ready to help you fix your vehicles. So feel free to interface with him this morning. So you can call us on 091-538-77127. 091-538-77127. You can also send your questions to us on WhatsApp on 00991207777. We're live on Facebook. Yeah, we're streaming live on that platform. So you can actually view Mr. Kunle Shonaike. Yes, it's looking younger anyway. Yeah, so it's back. It's back.
With all this,
Nigeria.
with all this white beard, right?
So it's back. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's not the reason. That's not what makes one look old or young.
It's a sign of old age.
Not really. Some people are not as old as you are, and they have white beards.
Well, I agree with you. I had this when I was 28.
Yeah, so I know people who are less than 40.
Yeah,
I
started having gray hair at 28. So but that shows you the level of stress.
But for you, that's not really a sign that tells that one is old or one is young. So, but at least ultimately, we just pray for good health.
All you're trying to do is just to make me feel good, have you?
That's not it.
Okay.
If you know me, you know I'm a very straightforward person.
Okay.
And I say it at a tease. So it's nice having you back, Mr. Kunle Shonaike.
It's nice
despite
being back.
The stress you're going through, despite, because I know you're a workaholic and you're still trying to keep up, with your health.
It's a good one. I have to because I have so many mouths to feed. So many.
Okay. All right. So do you have any message for us? I know we still have 50% discount for scanning.
Who's giving that discount?
Branch is
at Oregon branch.
Yes, 50% discount. So
that means
I believe it's still on.
My Christmas bonus is going to be reduced.
So we're expecting one from the head office as well. That's.
I guess you didn't hear what I just said.
What did you say?
They give 50% discount at Oregon.
Yes.
That's going to affect my own bonus.
Oh, no, exactly. Let's start on that note.
It's Christmas time.
Yes, it's Christmas time.
None of these listeners, none of them cares about me.
Oh, God.
No, not a single one.
Come on, exactly. Let's not.
It is Christmas coming. You will see. All they do is wish you Christmas, Merry Christmas. Nobody sends you an hamper. Nobody sends you a gift. Not even a greeting card.
Well, they do this year.
Let's hope they do.
Yes.
I don't want greeting cards though.
Yeah.
I want a gift.
For you, our listeners, you can.
So those people giving discount, be careful. Don't tell me I'm not getting paid because Kenny Kishola hasn't paid me in a while.
Okay, I hope you're listening.
He hasn't paid me in a while.
Okay, yes, that's Mr. Kunle for you. Anytime we have Mr. Kunle here, you should have lots of, they call it bass bros. So that's Mr. Kunle for you, just to make the program lively and more interesting. Okay, so let's have your questions. Start collating them. Let's know what you feel. And thank God Mr. Kunle is here this morning. There's a video that is actually going viral, and I stumbled on it yesterday. And I still sent it to Tokuma, and I sent it to you, Mr. Kunle.
Don't tell me about the palm oil, right?
Yes, exactly. And it's something I said, I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to bring it.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I haven't tried it, and I don't think I'm going to try it on any of my vehicles.
It's really funny.
But you see, any oil.
Yes.
It's a lubricating agent.
Okay.
But what's the tolerance of that oil. That's what you have to look at.
The tolerance.
The tolerance.
Okay.
How can it absorb the heat?
Oh.
That's what you have to look
How
at.
is this for frying, for cooking, and all of that?
You see, because if you look at it, oil, when you are using it to cook, it evaporates.
Yes.
Let me say this in Yoruba.
And it boils too.
Yeah, I remember when my mother wants to cook, ọbẹ̀ tán bá máa ń dín yẹn, you know, the fried soup.
Yes.
Tán máa ń gbá, wọ́n á kọ́kọ́ gbá epo yẹn. They will fry the
Bleach it.
Yeah, bleach the oil. That oil will get
have
hot,
bread, yes.
and you will see it smoking. If you have smoke alarm in your house, that's when the smoke alarm goes off.
Yeah.
Now, what you see is that oil evaporating.
Okay.
Such oil, when you see your oil, it's a lubricating agent to reduce friction, cools, it acts as a coolant also. But when you put it in your engine is generating, because inside your combustion area, within the pistons area, the heat being generated is average of about 700-800 degrees. Now, that heat is transferred into the crankcase. Can that oil withstand that heat and be able to locate and to reduce that friction that's being generated? That's
the question.
Though I thought about it, that I'm going to even try it.
Some
because
people said
I have a lubricity tester in my office. I have something I use in testing oil to see how the oil can withstand friction. I think one of these days I'm going to try it.
Try it on your car, Mr. Kunle.
No, not on my car. I'm saying on the machine that I use in testing oil. I have a machine that we use in testing oil.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to try it one of these days when I have time.
Please do so you can get us on that.
I will not use it on my car.
No, use it on your car. I'm not even advising anybody to use it on his or her car, because
the only thing I will spoil my car with is Polytron. That's the only thing I will spoil my car with. Is Polytron.
All right, so I think that's Mr. Kunle's take. So please, for those of you who've seen that video, please do not try it on your car yet. You know, let's get a validation from professionals. Yes, it's not just about getting something cheaper than engine oil. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. This is AUTOMEDICS.
Yes, this is Mr. Kunle as well. Although I'm not Dr. Kunle Shonaike, I'm Mr. Kunle.
Okay.
I've listened to the program. The issue of using palm oil in engine oil, I've also come across it. Although I've not seen someone that have used it physically, just on Facebook. But I'm not sure it can work in an combustion engine. Number two, the issue of this, there is one video that is going viral online as well. The thing looks like a chips that we are going to insert into where you normally scan your vehicle that reduce fuel consumption. I don't know if you have come across that one as well.
Well, people are saying you can listen from the radio. People are. I've seen that on social media too, and some people are advertising it. Somebody has actually brought it to me to endorse it, and I told the person, no, I have to try it. You see, a device like that, there must have been a program or an application written into it that when you plug it into your DLC, which is your data link connector, it interacts with the computer, the engine computer. Now, what I would think the application written into it is how to reduce the fuel consumption. And by doing that, it's going to affect the way the engine runs also, the way the transmission shifts. Okay. Probably reduce the horsepower of the engine. I haven't tried it. Okay. You see, some of these things, when I see them, I sit down, I think about it, I research on it. I have to actually try it. And anybody that brings such device to me, I tell them, give it to me. Let me try it. If I don't try it, I will not support it. If it works, I'll let you know. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. I think that's better.
So,
you have to try
I'm
something.
not saying it doesn't work, but I haven't tried it.
Okay. All right, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Traffic on Okiodo axis says the area is still looking very calm. However, caller in was Abule is still experiencing slight delays occasioned by counterflow, bus stop, and commercial activities. Impediment still remains negative while we have men well positioned doing the needful. So please be aware of this as you drive along. Okay, and also from our live feed here at Ojota connecting Kudiata Biola Way. Okay, that's from Oregon. Okay, I see that it's also looking good. Yes, we have some high capacity buses applying that route, but in all, traffic is calm on that stretch, in and out. Okay, and also on Awolowo Way, it's also looking good. Connecting Agidi is good. Alausa inwards. Okay, Alausa inwards. That's about Awolowo Way is also good. They're trying to connect Ikeja. That's from Allen. Allen intersection is also good. Moving inwards, Obafemi Awolowo Way. Aside alternations, we have it good all the way. Okay, and also new garage. Okay, I see it's good, but we have a bit of slowness. All right, we're trying to connect Maryland. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I think it's just maybe due to high influx. All right, but I can't decide at the moment. All right, so it's still AUTOMEDICS, and I have Mr. Kunle Shonaike here in the building. Yes, it's helping us resolve our car issue. So feel free to connect with us right from our studio here. 09153877127, 09153877127. That is for voice calls, and you can also send us WhatsApp message on 00991207777. Okay, so now let's start taking some of the questions we have here. All right, this first question reads, it says, good morning, Uncle Kunle, thank God you're here. Okay, this person is asking the same question. Oh, well, I didn't see this before I even started that conversation. It says, bros, is this right to use palm oil in our cars? Please enlighten us. Okay, I think we've talked about that now, and I believe you know what responses. So Mr. Kunle is going to do his own research, and he will get back to us on that. We have a call from one of our traffic managers. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
This is from Adija Bakari from Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, just to inform you, the earlier reported recovery is over now at Ojota. The road is fully open for vehicular movement.
Okay.
Just to inform you that.
Ojota, it was Anthony.
Yeah, Ojota, it was Maryland, Anthony.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much, traffic manager. Back
yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, yes, that access is fine now. Ojota in was Maryland. Recovery process has been completed on that stretch, so we have a better movement on that stretch, so no cause for worries. Okay, yes, let's take some of these questions. This one reads, sir, my car is not leaking oil before I went to do oil change last Friday. Now I noticed oil is dropping from exactly where it was tightened. Okay, it says I took it back, the oil was drained and retightened. Now I notice oil is still dropping every 6 to 9 minutes from the engine. Please, what can I do?
Well, you know, if the oil is dripping from the drain plug, in most cases, there is a seal, a gasket on the drain plug. Sometimes the gasket is like a brass washer. Sometimes it's a rubber O-ring. in the process of the mechanic draining the oil, sometimes this gasket or the washer would drop, and they don't realize it, they will tighten it back. And once the engine gets hot, the oil gets lighter, so it will seep through because it's not airtight. So all he has to do is he's going to have to take that drain plug, unless, which is very rare, it cross-threaded the drain plug and damaged the thread. So that thing will not tighten all the way. And if that's the case, you might end up changing or retreading the hole for the drain plug, and change the drain plug, or change the oil pan completely. But I think a gasket will solve this issue. So let him drain the oil again. That doesn't mean you waste the oil. You will just drain the oil into a clean bowl and look at the gasket, see if it's the gasket missing or whatever it's missing, or whatever fix it needs to do. It does happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have another caller. Hello, good morning.
My name is Aderonke.
Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I salute Uncle Dr. Kunle Shonaike. You are welcome back, sir.
Good morning, ma. Thank you, ma.
This is Gamola Inka.
Yes, I know. How are you, ma? It's been a while.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you, ma.
I just want to remind you that it's over a year now that you promised me AUTOMEDICS Polytron. That day I made a particular comment, and you loved the comment.
Yes.
And you said you will give me
and I will still keep to that promise. How do I get it to you is my problem.
Should I send my address to one of your numbers at AUTOMEDICS?
Please send it to me, or
Maybe
send it to Ronke. Ronke will make sure I get it. Then I will send my dispatch rider to come and give it to you.
I don't know until Ronke's number.
Okay, don't worry, ma. I'll get your number down now, and I'll send you a message. I'll call you with my number.
Thank you. God bless you.
I'll make sure you get it. Yes. Now that you called. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
God bless
calling,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
God bless you.
Thank you, ma.
Yes.
All right.
I remember promising her, but
Exactly.
how to get it to her
Yes.
has been my problem. There was another grandma that I promised also. I think she's major. She's a retired major, but she retired as a nurse within the army.
Okay.
And I did promise her, but I lost touch with her also.
Oh, well. Okay, keep sending your questions to us in the studio here. Please, we do not take voice calls. We do not take WhatsApp calls on this show. We do not take WhatsApp calls. Apologies for that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
My name is John.
All right.
Yes, and I'm from Agege area.
Okay.
I'm actually at the General Hospital.
Okay.
So I wanted to commend you guys for the good work you are doing, especially the AUTOMEDICS, because some of us had our cars brought AUTOMEDICS and we had a better performance after years. But I wanted to speak with Dr. Kunle personally on one thing. I want to discuss with him off air.
Okay, I will get down your number. Then I will call you after the program.
The number is
No, we have the number. We will call you. We will call you. We have the number. Don't announce your number on here.
all right.
I've taken your number down.
Yeah, we will call you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
All right. Okay, yes, there's a broken down car at UBA roundabout inwards Inner Marina, Lagos. A broken down car. So last mile is assisting the owner to push it off the road. UBA roundabout inwards Marina. So for those of you applying that route, you might, be experiencing a bit of traffic there. So our last mile officials are working assiduously to ensure it's taking off the road and to ensure the swift flow of traffic on that stretch. So please be on the lookout for that car. Okay, more questions on the show. We still have Mr. Kunle Shonaike, auto expert and managing director of AUTOMEDICS. This question here reads, good morning, Engineer Kunle. My name is Tunde. I've not changed the automatic transmission fluid of my car for the past 3 years. I drive Lexus RX 300 2001 model. Can you help me out with the specification of the fluid type to use in servicing?
What kind of car is it?
The gear, Lexus RX 300.
RX 300.
01.
You will have to call the AUTOMEDICS parts lines so that they can give you the right oil. They will tell you. Yeah, we do carry it, but you don't have to buy it from us. But they will be able to tell you which oil to use. It's a Lexus. It probably be a world standard, a Toyota world standard.
Okay.
Or I think that one, Dextron 6, will also work.
Okay.
But like I said, call that line. They will give you the right one.
All
They will
right.
tell you which oil to use.
Okay. And there's another question on Facebook.
But that guy hasn't changed it for 3 years.
For 3 years.
The mechanic that's going to work on it,
Has to be very careful, right?
very, very careful, because for somebody that hasn't changed the fluid for 3 years, if anything happens to that guy, we'll blame it on that mechanic.
Sure. Okay, Babatunde Ojulano says, yesterday I asked about the type of Okada shoe, and Tokumbo said she promised she was going to get back to him. The type of transmission fluid for his Hyundai Sonata
It's a 2011
GDI,
yeah.
and he wants to know how he can gauge the level of the transmission
I
fluid.
can't remember exactly. I too will look into it. Tokumbo, I saw Tokumbo yesterday, but I didn't know. I know she must have done the research, but we haven't seen each other today. So she probably, that's why I didn't get it. She will have given it to me. That this, I want you to announce this, but tomorrow, by the grace of God, we'll announce it. We'll announce it. I will remind Tokumbo. We'll announce it. How to gauge it is going to be a problem, because if it doesn't have a dipstick, then you will need a mechanic to gauge it. Some of these vehicles, you can't gauge the oil yourself. One, the vehicle has to be on a level ground, and somebody has to go underneath to they take some. There's a plug you'll have to take off. There's a way you check it. Some you have to check it electronically. So, but I don't know which one this is.
Okay. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Still reporting from Ojota. Interchanging was Anthony. Well, the recovery on that stretch has been completed, but earlier traffic was diverted to the service lane, so I guess that's the reason we still have a bit of build up there. So please, for those of you planning that route, that recovery is completed, but you just have to be a little more patient with our managers, as they help flow, the traffic there, as they help get you back, get you to your destination in no time. Please just be patient with them and try to cooperate, when they are directing you. Okay, so let's move on. We still have more questions to answer from our WhatsApp. Please do not send me voice messages. Please, I have 3 messages here, voice messages or voice notes. I cannot take that on air. You might just need to type the question. Send your question as a message. You type it on WhatsApp and send it to me. Okay, this person says, please, I scanned my car and I got the following codes. Okay, so we have 3 codes, four codes to deal with here. So the first code is P0102. P0102.
What kind of car is it?
Okay, what kind of car do you drive? Okay, I don't have it here. Please send us the brand.
We have to know. We have to know the brand of car.
Let's know your brand, type, year of the car, so that we can help you answer this question. So let me move on to the next question. We'll get back to that. Please send us the type of car you drive. This person says, "Good morning, Mr. Shonaike. Good job you're doing. Do I need to book appointment to have my car serviced at AUTOMEDICS?" Aha. It's a capital no. So you just drive in and you get your car sorted. All right, this person says, "Good morning, Engineer Kunle. Update on gas." This is Mr. Kunle's client. Update on gas conversion, sir. Adebayo.
Adebayo. Yeah, there's a lot of updates. We order for some kits. They're on their way.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, we didn't have enough kit, and for us to do a training, we must have the kit on ground. I've seen a lot of things on social media where they're posting some conversion, but some of this conversion, when you're doing it, depending on the type of car,
Okay.
you have to synchronize the gas injection with the original manufacturer computer.
Okay.
So there's a way you do that. You have to synchronize all these things. So there's a little bit of electronic programming involved. You just don't. I've seen people just installing it. When you install it on a car that's electronically controlled, how do you time it? How do you monitor it? How do you know when the injection is coming in? Because all this thing has to. That's why we're not just rushing into it.
Okay. Okay. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM for my live feed here. Yes, I can see that there is a bit of traffic. Yes, that for those coming in from Ikeja underneath the bridge, trying to connect Allen intersection, precisely around Mobile filling station. Yes, I guess that's due to traffic light alternation. So there is no impediments there. It's just the traffic light that is slowing down traffic. So please do not fret. We have our managers well positioned. So it's a good journey on that stretch that along Allen intersection connecting Alausa. We have it good there. All right. Let's go back to WhatsApp. Please, you can also send your questions to us on Facebook. We are live. Yes, and we can help you resolve your issues. 091-538-77127 and 009-9120-777. Someone just talked about gear oil changing. I changed the oil of my gear and lost the gear eventually. Right now, I'm scared of changing this one I'm using presently. I use a Chevrolet Impala.
That's an American specs, an American-made vehicle.
Okay.
It's made by GM. It's a General Motor. It's an Impala. Now, when you see he's afraid of changing it,
Yes, so
on some of this transmission, you can use the wrong transmission fluid. There are different types of transmission fluid. That's one. Two, if you wait too long to change it, you're still going to end up with the same problem. You probably waited for so long, because when he eventually changed it. I'm very sure when he was putting the other transmission in, he puts new fluid in, depending on where, when, and how long he has changed the transmission. If you have new fluid in it, you don't have to worry about changing it, but eventually you're going to need to service it. You just have to know, are you using the right fluid? And who is doing it for you? You see, any fluid in your vehicle, all the fluids that we have in our vehicle are supposed to be changed at a point. They all have change intervals. Whether it's engine oil, because these are the fluids we have in our vehicles. We have engine oil, transmission oil, gear oil. You have brake fluid, power steering fluid. In some cases, you have hydraulic fluid for your suspension, and you have coolant. All this fluid you are supposed to change. But the only one we think about that we always change is engine oil. But all those fluid, you are supposed to change them at least once a year. Your coolant, I don't think anybody ever changed their coolant until the radiator get clogged up.
Exactly. Do we need to change that too?
You're supposed to change it. These things are all changeable. You see, these are it's not oil,
coolant.
but it's chemical in it.
Yes, it's
These chemicals will lose their composition, they will lose their strength, and they will start doing some other things, start congealing, forming sediment, and you started having problems. Then you'll be blaming the mechanic. Like on my car, I change the coolant once a year. What I would do is drain it, hook a water hose to it, flush the old system. Once the old system, then I'll pour in fresh coolant. I know I'm ready for the next year. My brake fluid, I change it once a year also.
Really?
Yes. Same thing with power steering fluid.
Even if you just got it?
No, not that. Whether I use the car, all these things I change. My vehicles, in all my vehicles, I change the oil minimum of twice in a year.
Okay.
Some 4 times in a year. Some twice in a year. But all the fluids I change at least once in a year.
Okay.
And I have a car that's almost, it's even over 30 years.
Yes. You say that a lot.
Yeah. I have one that's over 40 years. But whether I use it or not, I will change the oil 2 or 4 times in a year, depending on the usage. All the fluids are replaced once a year.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is AUTOMEDICS.
Good morning. My name is Aderonke.
Okay.
I drive a Toyota Corolla 08. The guy 07. But I've been having problem with brake line.
Okay.
Whenever I match brake line is brake noise, then the mechanic say I should change it. I've changed it like 2 times, even changed withdraw.
Now the drum when you change Adedeji, when you change the drum, was it brand new or used?
A used one.
Okay. Now, you see, because a lot of people complain, I think while I was with Tokumbo, listen from the radio.
Okay.
While I was with Tokumbo yesterday on Eco FM in the morning, somebody complained about the brake lining also. The mechanic even advised the person to go and change into brake pads. But you see, brake lining, some vehicles use brake lining in the back, in their rear wheels, because of the parking brake. Some use brake caliper.
Okay.
Now, brake pads. When you have brake lining in the rear, if the drum also wears out, that you will have unevenness on the drum surface. And what happens is, because it's a drum, most of the dust that's created when you're applying brakes, because your brake pads or brake lining are going to form dust.
Okay.
Because as they're wearing out, the dust accumulates inside. Sometimes this dust will accumulate. And once water gets into it or something liquid gets into it, it solidifies it because this thing gets hot. And when it gets stuck, in most cases, when you release the parking brake, this thing is still stuck. And you hear this squealing noise. So I tell people, when you're changing brake lining, look at the surface of the drum. If it needs to be machined, you need to machine it also. That means they will resurface it. If you need to replace it, because if it has rough surface that it's uneven, and you put new lining in it, it will work for some days. After a couple of days or weeks, it goes back to the noisy because it will wear out uneven, and you'll have metal to metal touching some part of the brake lining and the drum. And every time you step on the brake, you hear this squealing noise. But there's a way to check it. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything. Your mechanic will just remove everything, clean the surface, get a brake cleaner, clean the surface. Or if you have here, blow everything, make sure all the dust are out, resurface it, sand down the brake pad, lining, and see if that solves the problem.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Kunle, I have a question, like a follow-up question now. Yes, you said we should always flush coolant, once every year. Can it be carried out by a DIY? Or
oh yes. No, you don't. You see, some of these things you can do yourself. You don't have to go to a mechanic. If you're somebody that's technical, that has an idea, to even flush is one of the easiest.
Okay.
There are hoses on your radiator. The hoses, one takes it to the engine, one brings it out from the engine. You just have to locate. Then you have heater core. You see some hoses going into the vehicle from the engine compartment. You see two hoses going into the heater core, which is like a small radiator inside the cabin. You remove one of those hoses also and run the engine. Get water hose. Make sure you have water hose. You must have constant water. Open your radiator, put the water hose in the radiator, just leave the tap open a little bit, and run the engine, turn the heater core on, turn the heater on in the vehicle so that the water will flow through. And just run the water. You will see the water coming out. Once you see that it has cleared, you know you flush the system, you only have water. Don't leave the water alone. Put the hose, make sure it's well tightened, put it back. Before you don't leave water in it, you fill it up with coolant first, at least, depending on the type of coolant you're using. Fill it up with the coolant, and the remaining, top it up with water. And you're set for another year.
Beautiful. That's why we come on this show every day, so we can, help people, especially DIYs, do it themselves and to get the best out of their vehicle. So I think that's a good one. Yes,
I'm a DIY.
Yeah, you're a DIY.
Yeah, I am.
And you're a mechanic too.
Yeah, because I do everything by myself.
Do it yourself. Okay, so let's take this question. Yes, it says it's a Corolla 2007. It has 4 codes here, so we told him to get us the type and
okay, that's the guy with the...
Yes, the 4 codes. So he has P0102, which says it's mass airflow, sensor, volume airflow,
okay,
low input. That's P0102.
Okay.
Then we have P0113, intake air temperature sensor,
okay,
high input.
Okay.
P0441,
that's an evap
emission system, incorrect flow detected.
Okay.
Then P0455, evaporative emission system, large leak detected. So I think most of these codes are evap related.
Okay, evap related and mass airflow. The first two code is dealing with one device, but that device has two sensors in them, which is the mass airflow and intake air temperature sensor. It's one unit, but two sensors rolled into one unit.
Okay.
And sometimes this code could have been triggered by a mechanic. If you have the key on and you unplug that sensor, it's the mass airflow sensor that you have. You see your air cleaner box. You will see a sensor with a connector going to it. That's your. Somebody could have triggered this. What I will advise is before changing anything, clear the code and see if the first two code will come back. If it comes back, then what we will need to do is to clean the sensor first before changing it. Clean it, and the way to clean it is just to get a carburetor cleaner, remove the sensor, let it cool down for about 5 minutes before spraying it. Just spray it. Don't use brush or anything. Just clean the sensor and let it dry. Once it dries, put it back. See, sometimes that solves the problem. But this one, the last two codes, somebody might have worked on the tank and left a hose loose somewhere around the tank, because you have different hoses somewhere around the tank that goes to the charcoal canister for the evap system, or the tank cover. If the tank cover is missing, that will also generate this code. So that's what it needs to do. But I have a feeling somebody worked on the tank and left one of the vacuum hose loose or unplugged.
Ford 2005, he notices it's consuming fuel, and also when he starts it in the morning, he says he notices that a perceived smell from the tailpipe. My engine is perfect, while I never had oil shortage. Please, what should I tell my technician to check or inspect or service
Well, if
my
you
oil
can.
consumption to be normal? He said it's terrible. Yes.
Well, he said the engine is perfect.
Yes, that's what he says.
If the engine is perfect, then you shouldn't have any problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't have oil shortage. You should not perceive any smell. If the engine to your mechanic, this is the type of people that will go to the mechanic, they start telling, I'm not even going to tell you anything, because you go to your mechanic near, you start instructing him on what to do, and that guy gets confused. And the guy will start sending courses to me.
Oh, no, nobody will
So
do that.
I'm not telling you anything.
No, time for justice is mercy, Mr.
No, I'm not telling him anything.
That's why he has sent this question, because he knows that you go to somebody who can help you.
Because he says the car is perfect. If his car is perfect,
that's just his own assumption anyway.
There shouldn't be any problem. But anyway, we're just kidding.
Yes.
Well, if there is a oil shortage and you don't have any oil leak, no perceived leak, trust me, that car is burning oil. You see, there are different ways your engine will burn oil, and you will not see it, you will not know. There's some smoke that you won't even see, because you are sitting inside the car, you are driving. There's no way you will see it, because the oil will dissipate. That's the beginning of either your oil ring or valve seals is starting to wear out. Your engine is going to wear out at a point in time. This engine is not made to last forever. It can, you see, your engine can be running smooth, but you will have oil shortage, because if you look at your pistons, you have 3 rings on it. 2, the first two on the top controls pressure, while the last one controls oil. It's called oil control ring. The job of that ring is to scrape the oil that splashed on the cylinder wall back into the sump. But these things tend to wear out depending on the mileage or the age of your vehicle.
Okay.
So for everybody listening, at a point in time, your engine is going to have oil shortage. It's inevitable. The only thing that will elongate it that you won't have this problem is how good are you at maintaining your vehicle, your engine? How often do you change the oil? What kind of oil do you use? Do you use the right oil? Do you practice using polytron in it? That's what will make the engine to last long. So the oil shortage is hard for me to tell Akin right now that this is what's causing it.
Exactly.
It's something your mechanic will have to. And then it says a passive smell.
Yes.
Like, what kind of smell? Is it fuel? Is it engine oil? We don't know. Let's assume it's fuel. In the morning or after the car has been parked for a while, when you start it, there's tendency for you to passive smell, because anytime an engine has cooled down, when you start it, you're going to burn more fuel. And some of this fume are going to come out of the tailpipe, so you might smell it.
Okay.
Depending on how good your vehicle is in allowing outside air to get in.
Okay.
So you might perceive that smell. That doesn't mean that it's because the engine is cool and you're starting it early in the morning. That's going to happen. So, but only your mechanic can determine this. I'm not a babalawo that can see everything. If I don't see your car, even sometimes when I can see your car, that doesn't mean I can tell you all the problems your car has.
Yeah, and also Babalawo. Hello, good morning. Quickly.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please.
It's my question I just read now.
Okay.
I believe it's misinterpretation. The engine is not shocking oil at all. It's just fuel consumption, I say.
Fuel consumption. If it's okay, that's accurate, right? Okay, fuel consumption. If it's consuming fuel, there's a lot of things that can cause it to consume fuel. When was the last time you did a tune-up on the vehicle?
Okay.
That's one. Is your tune-up. Tune-up is also a service where you change the oil, all those things. That's one. When was the last, what kind of tires do you have? Do you have tire that's wider than what it's supposed to be? That will cause it to burn fuel. If you have low air in your tire, that will cause it. If you carry too much weight, that will cause it to burn fuel. If you have somebody complain about evap system, all those codes, if you have such code, you're going to consume fuel. But it's not the engine consuming fuel, it's the fuel drying. Because when you have all those vacuum hoses that goes to the tank, or you have your fuel cap missing, your fuel is going to evaporate and dry out. You would think it's the engine, but it's actually drying. So there's a lot of factors that could cause your engine to consume fuel. So Akin will have to, him and his mechanic will have to sit down, test drive the car, run a scan and see which direction are we going. Based on the code, they'll be able to tell also. Okay, Akin? I hope I'm able to answer your question after I don't abuse you very well. Don't worry, it's my job to abuse you.
Okay, this will be our last question for today. And it says, what engine oil can I use for my 2016 Toyota Highlander?
2016, I believe it's either 5W30 or 0W30, which AUTOMEDICS has. And AUTOMEDICS is fortified with polytron.
Okay.
So, this is where we're
going to
wrap it up. Okay.
We still have some questions though, but
time won't permit us. They will resend it tomorrow, then we'll look at it.
Exactly.
For you guys that were not able to get through and you still want to deal with AUTOMEDICS, whether it's for training, we run a training school, or repairs, or you want AUTOMEDICS branded engine oil, AUTOMEDICS branded oil filter, AUTOMEDICS branded brake pads. All these are AUTOMEDICS branded parts or any other part. You can call or send a message to any of this number. 080 80806686, 080 8080 6686 or 070 60607494 070 60 60 7494.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Kunle Shonaike, Managing Director, AUTOMEDICS Africa Limited, for helping us in tackling our car issues today. We quite appreciate you. I won't forget our guys. Yes, I won't forget those in the engineering department. Thank you so much for doing a good job. And I won't forget Hotel Victor as well. Maximum thanks to Executive Director. Thank you so much, Tayo Akunle. My name is Aderonke Irewole. The show makes a return tomorrow, 11 o'clock through 12 noon, where we help you answer your car questions. See you tomorrow. Bye.
In a city that never sleeps and traffic that never slumbers,